Hey, Miss Carla. You gotta excuse me 1 minute. My tea ain't right. It ain't right. It's not right. It's not right. Excuse me. Oh, I'm so sorry. My apologies. My apologies. I was missing honey in my tea. Oh, oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, have mercy. Good evening. My name is Kimball Evans. I'm your trap therapist, and welcome to the Trap Lounge. Today is January 22nd. And if you guys didn't know, last week was not supposed to be my first episode back of the of the year 25. It was supposed to be tonight. So you got a bonus. You guys got a bonus. Hello, I have Facebook up in the top, Instagram here, and I have YouTube here. Welcome, guys. Welcome, 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 welcome. I had to get my tea right. It doesn't taste good without honey, and I actually ran out of honey. So for all those people that ask for my natural cough medicine, it will be given to you. I'm going to try to get it and make it up Friday and deliver it on Saturday. So for hot, I haven't forgot about you and my girl Jay. I haven't forgot about you guys. So Friday I will make it up and I will try to deliver it on Saturday. That natural cough syrup. That includes you too, Miss Carla, because yours been sitting in the refrigerator for more than 48 hours. So that thing is right. Okay, that thing is right. Okay. And with the weather that we're having, you need that natural cough syrup. You need the natural cough syrup. All right, so before we get into the night's topic, which is just awesome, it's just awesome. Let's go ahead and do our midweek check-in, and I did not have time to even check in with myself today. It was pretty busy. So let's go in and do that midweek check-in. I'm trying to figure out where would I put it at. I'm trying to get the right angle in here. We have new spacing. We're in a new spot here in my lovely, beautiful home. Thanks to my husband. Thank you, hubby. Thank you, hubby. We gave a little small tour to Facebook last week. We gave a little small tour. We're in a new spot. Our own personal private space in our home. Let me move my tea out of the way. Let me see if I still got the little... I don't have the little skills anymore. I got to go pick that up. But we're in a new space here. I said I was going to try to get this blown up a little bigger than this 8x10 that I have. Maybe I'll do that on this Friday or Saturday when I'm doing some. Miss Carla already got hers up. She threw up them grays again. She threw up them gray emoji hearts. If I was to say how I was feeling today or how I'm doing today, I would give a pink emoji heart. I'm having some harmony and balance in my life. I'm doing pretty well. I normally would do my research reporting on my subject and topic on Monday and Tuesday. Trying to get this stuff done, but my goal and what I wanted to do this year differently is to do it on the weekend. And I've been doing that. So I had this already done. I didn't have to fumble over anything. I didn't have to fuss no muss over anything. So I did this Saturday. After I did my Bible study, I did this Saturday. I got it done. And today I just went over and I told my husband I needed to get some information on MLK, that's Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King. I got that done today and it was no fuss, no muss. And I wasn't going super speed on it. I do like working under pressure. I love working under pressure. I think I get my best work done under pressure. But I have a lot of work that I have to get done. And I think when I'm that way, it drives my husband crazy because he looks at me and he's like, there's no way you should be doing all of that. And then we get into bickering, and he tries to tell me that I don't have to do it that way, but I'm so used to doing it that way, and I'm now listening with my good ears, the concern that's in his voice. So this year, I'm being more attentive to how he's saying what he's saying to me in love, and then to me, thinking it's constructive criticism like I was doing to him last year. So it's more than a listening ear this year. Um, Trying to listen to him tell me that I shouldn't do it out of love. So this year, I'm trying to not get on his nerves. Hubby, I'm trying not get on your nerves this year, and try to do a little bit more of getting this out the way, paying more attention to him, asking him what he wants to do instead of me saying, baby, I got X, Y, and Z, because I have a lot of stuff. I told him I'm so sorry that you married somebody that's a really busy person. I'm a really busy person. But that does not mean that I'm not supposed to see and meet his needs. So me today, I'll put a pink emoji heart up there. Let me see if I can do that, Miss Carla. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Let me see if I can do it on. Let's right. Let's take that out. Sorry, guys. I'm pretty sure I can't do that on. No, I might could. Let me see. Let's see. Interesting. This is my first time doing something on YouTube. Interesting. They don't have a pink heart up here. Let me see. Okay. Okay, I did it. Okay, so I put a pink emoji hearts up there for Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. That's how I'm doing. My check-in mood is I'm having some harmony and balance in my life. I'm getting things done. I'm working on my I think it's downstairs, but I know I'm working on that. And I had my husband kind of like proofread it for me. He listen. He's my eye in the sky. Tag your it. That's my eye in the sky. Okay, I'm working on my life skills class that's going to be in March. It's going to be on a Saturday around 11 o'clock. I think I'm going to be doing it Zoom. It's going to be via Zoom. I don't know the financial part of the class, how much it's going to charge. I'm still working on if I'm going to have a textbook with it. It's coming, guys. It's coming. I'm really serious about meeting these goals this year. God says stop playing with yourself. Boldness in 25. Okay. So let's get to this mini check-in because I want to make sure I'm keeping my time here, and it's 8:52 already. So if you're feeling or if you're doing great, put a red emoji heart up there. Red emoji heart up there. If you are doing okay, put a blue emoji heart up in the comment box. If you're feeling go ahead and put a yellow emoji heart up in the comment box. If things are tough and you're struggling, put a green emoji heart up in the comment box. If you're having a hard time and you wouldn't mind if someone was to reach out, put a purple emoji heart up in the comment box. I did have somebody put a broken heart emoji up last week. They said they were in a really dark place. I'm going to go on my DMs later and see if that person hit me up in my DMs. If you're in a really dark place, put a broken heart emoji up there. I will get back to you. Actually, I do apologize to that person because I'm on a fast with my church, 21-day fast. I'm not on social media as frequently as I should be. I just go on here and post my prayer up in the morning. I post my prayer up in the evening. I'm not on it frequently, so I do apologize for that. But I'm going to go on there and check after. And because of last week, I didn't need to post any resources or anything in the comment or the chat section. But I will go on there and see if you did DM me and let me know what that was about, and I should get back to you. If you did not, I'm still going to DM you and try to reach out to you later on today. As I did, if you're having some harmony and some balance in your life, you can put that pink emoji heart up there. If you're feeling optimistic and uplifting, give me that orange emoji heart. If you're feeling kind of poopy, give me a poopy emoji and give me a brown emoji heart. If you're having some mixed emotions, blankness, innocence, and minimalism, give me a white emoji heart. If you're feeling cool and self-restraint, like Miss Carla, she threw up like a 9 or 10 gray emoji hearts. If you're feeling relaxed and friendly, give me that light baby blue emoji heart. And if you're having some sadness and anger, and my girlfriend, my bestie, is not up there today. She had a black emoji heart up there, and I wonder what was making her sad and angry. Okay, don't make me. Don't make me. She had the sad and angry up there last week. Don't make me. Miss Burke, where are you? Don't make me. You see that nose flaring up? Don't make me. Okay, guys. Let's get into tonight's topic because again, I want to make sure I am on my time, not PTO time, not individuals that don't know how to be on time, but good time. Now tonight's topic is unworthy. This word was given to me 3 weeks ago. And as I said, I'm on a fast with my church. Shout out to my pastors, Pastor James and Jennifer Solomon of Revival Christian Church. Shout out to my church Christians. Shout out to my congregation. And while I'm on this fast, I'm doing some checking in with myself. I'm asking my Father to take some things away. I'm asking Him for some things I'm hoping for, searching for in my spiritual walk, in my change, in my transformation. And He opened something up to me. And that's me feeling like I'm unworthy. Sometimes within myself, my self confidence, and I was like, well, I thought because I used to get bullied in school, because I used to be so closed off to people, because of some of the things I experienced in my life as a child, and it was usually because I was bullied in school. I was so quiet. I don't look like I was bullied in school because I had to be two different people. My sister and brother, I have a twin sister, and my brother, they were very popular, outgoing people. So when I was with them, I had to be popular and outgoing. But when I was in school, I was a nerd. I was a nerd. So when I had to be two different people, when I was with them, I had to act like I was from the streets. I was, hey, that's Chris's or Squeak's sister, or that's Kim's twin. I was she was a good twin, and I was a bad twin. I don't know how that happened, but that's what they said. She's the bad one. I don't know how that happened. So I had to be two different people: street smart and book smart, and I was more book than street. Learning the ropes. And so around my sister and brother, I felt unworthy. I was always compared, and it wasn't about being smart. I was always compared, not about and that's I wanted the smart part more than anything. I wanted to be acknowledged for being smart. I wanted to my grandmother, being smart was having a smart mouth, talking back, challenge. She thought I was challenging her, and I didn't mean to do that. As a kid, I didn't mean to challenge her. I was just having questions. And back then, and I think that's still true to this day. but not here with my grandson and with my kids. I don't think asking questions is challenging your mother and father. You want to know some things. And even with my husband, I think there's some difference in of how we were raised. If you're asking questions, some things is it's a challenge for parenting. So me and my grandmother bumped heads on that. I couldn't ask the questions. Don't ask me anything. It's just it is what it is, right? What I say goes. And so I felt unworthy. And so from the Oxford Languages Dictionary, unworthy is an adjective, and it's a comparative adjective, if you can understand that. And unworthy is not deserving effort, attention, or respect, undeserving of a person's action or behavior, not acceptable, especially from someone with a good reputation or social position, having little value or merit, lacking excellence or value, poor, worthlessness, and dishonorable. Hold on, people, it's 9 o'clock. And so, if you've seen the posting or the advertisement for Unworthy today, I had my beautiful friend, my beautiful, wonderful friend Tracy, who I've known for I think 2 years now. I work with, sent me, I believe Monday was Martin Luther King observed, his birthday observed. It's always on a Monday. And I learned today that why they have it on a Monday, and it's always on a Monday for the inauguration. Never knew that. I just learned something today. You always learn something new, right? She sent me this beautiful piece, this 3-minute piece of Martin talking about some things that you should be proud of, and for an African American person, and I thought that was fitting for tonight's topic. And if I'm able to, I'll try to place it in the chat if I'm able to, or not. I'll just just put it back on all the pages. And so that had me thinking, back in Martin's day, but back in Martin Luther King's day, there was segregation. There was black and there was white, or Negro, colored, and there was white. And Martin was born. His actual birthday is January 15th. But again, they made January 20th all over the world. It was looked at as the national holiday for the holiday for Martin. But Martin was born January 15th, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia. And so just imagine Martin, a little black boy, being told he wasn't worthy back then as a colored child. He wasn't worthy because of the color of his skin, despite his talent and his education and his wisdom. But Martin back then, he excelled. He excelled in his academics. So let's go back to, how about feeling unworthy? Because not only did I think I was unworthy, lacking excellence, lacking value, being poor and worthless, right? Dishonorable in my family, but feeling unworthy. How many people have ever felt that way? Felt unworthy? A lot of people that I've talked to over my years in mental health, 6 years in outpatient services. I've been with the suicide hotline for 2 years now, and just in my travels, a lot of people feel that way with just depression and anxiety. A lot of people feel unworthy. So feeling unworthy is not deserving respect, admiration, or support. To be not worthy, not good enough to deserve something or someone. And so not feeling good enough, right? Not feeling up to par. Um, Comparing yourself to someone or something. Having these thoughts in your mind at times. Unsuitable, unacceptable, being in a bad or the worst possible incorrect beneath your dignity, um, bad or wrong behavior, right? And what do we think the root cause of feeling unworthy is? Worthlessness, your self-esteem. For me, it's my self-confidence. I know I'm capable of because I'm able to do things. We all are capable of because we're able to do things. Um, the symptom is depression. It's depression. I can say back in 2001, it's a long time ago, right? 2001, I myself personally was diagnosed with depression. So people who may have a history that they've been through and have suffered with trauma, experience, abuse, rejection, pain. It was an article that was written back October 25th, 2022. They mentioned shame. And Ms. Carter said hers is self-worth. And that's a deep one. That's a deep one. Feeling like, um, or am I worth something? That's a heavy load. Am I worth something? Because if you don't feel like you're worth something, you will put your all into everything, to everyone, until you feel like you're going to get it back. And sometimes you do that to an extent that you hurt yourself. Can't get blood from a stone. I used to these sayings that my grandma would say. I kind of say them now, but now I understand them. I understand them. I'm like, am I turning into my grandmother? Like, what is going on here? But I understand what she's saying. You can hurt yourself up until a certain point. Um, you should not, and I don't believe this, because I'm a lover of Christ. You should not love someone more than you love yourself, but Christ loved us so much. Christ loved us so much. He loved us more than he loved himself. So grandma, yeah, that one's that one's I can take back. I can take that one back. Um, so like I was saying, just imagine a little black boy being told he wasn't worthy because of the color of his skin. Despite his talent, his education, his wisdom, Martin excelled in his academics. He was a social person, outspoken. He thought outside of the box. Martin, he had to think outside of the box. Martin had to be odd. He had to be odd. Listen, Martin went to Morehouse College and was fertile ground for this young boy. Martin went to college. He was 15 years old. He was 15 when he went to college. He graduated when he was 19 with his BA in college. I would call him a prodigy. I would call Martin a prodigy. At 15, what grade was I in high school at 15? I was smart now. I wasn't that smart. 15, college. Graduated 19. Miss Carter said, people pleasing my mask comes into play in all the toxicity in my life. So the people pleasing gives you pleasure, Miss Carla. It gives you pleasure. It brings you pleasure. It brings you some enjoyment. So one of the things we know about, let's talk about unworthy in the biblical sense. Um, this is going to be a thing that's going to happen on the Trap Lounge often. Spiritual, emotional, physical, the whole system in 25 is going to be talked about. The physical, the mental, the spiritual, the emotional, the whole system. We're going to dissect the whole entire system on the Trap Lounge. Tonight, elevate your remember, the mind can't live without the body can't live without the mind, and either one of them can't connect with the spirit. I've been saying this for the past 2 years. You got to connect them all together. If one is not in control, if one is out of balance, they all will fall. They will all fall. My daddy said you can't drive a car with 3 wheels. You can't. So unworthy in the Bible. Look, think about John the Baptist. There it is. That's that tea right there. It is. My God. Yes, yes, yes. I knew something was missing. I'm used to honey in my tea, and I didn't have honey. I'm just checking yours to 9:10. I'm not staying on time. I didn't have honey, so I put a little sugar cane in there, and I didn't like it. So my natural cough medicine that I got downstairs, the one that me and my husband got, the one that I grinded up the garlic and all the other stuff that was inside there, I just put a little drop up in there. But that's how it goes to taste, that tea. Miss Carter said, my faith needs to be strengthened. What you doing tomorrow, Miss Carla? Come on over here. You know where I live at. Come on over here. That's what I'm saying to you, honey. Come on over. So unworthy in the Bible, John the Baptist. If you got time, look in Matthew 3:11 when you got time. Unworthy, even he said to the people, he was, and even to Jesus, he said he was unworthy to even untie the Lord's sandals. Think about the prodigal son. He was no longer worthy to be called his father's son. Look that up in Luke 15:19. Now, sometimes these things can be planted in our minds, in our heads, by someone, by something. That something can be society, negative forces, by depression, by trauma. They can be planted in our minds. And when they're planted in our minds, these things become negative thoughts. And they're like a roller coaster. They're like a continuous revolving door. You can have a good day and the wind can blow that quickly. And then that thought can come right back in there. I hate me. I don't understand me. And that thing can be a core belief, something deep down in you that you really believe. A core belief. You really believe that thing. You can't shake it. It's like it's growing. Like, you ever get a splinter and you digging in that thing and you can't really get it out, and it's now it's growing under your skin. You see it, you keep picking at it, picking at it, and you finally go to your mom and say, "Mama, I need you to get that splinter out." And she go ahead and she take the little needle, and mamas know what they doing. They take it, they burn the little needle a little bit. And they say, "Sit down, it's gonna hurt a little bit." And she dig up in there. You see a little bit of blood. You're like, "Oh, mama, that hurting." That kind of core is in there. It's in there. It's stuck up in there. In order for you to get that out, you got to do some surgical digging. Not good enough. Your self-worth, those thoughts. Um, for Martin and so many people, so many African American people back in those times, what that core belief was to us was we were below a race. Our civil rights was taken away from us. They called us 1/5 of a man. And back then, women were property, children were property. And so the civil rights are the rights that a citizen have to protect them from discrimination and ensure equality. Now you would think that would be just something natural, to have protection from discrimination and to assure equality. It should be something natural. They guarantee by the Constitution and federal laws protect you from being discriminated against by the government. Civil rights also work to provide equality for all people. This is what Martin Luther King stood for and he fought for. This means that all citizens have equal opportunity for things like work, education, and marriage, no matter what. So, even though Martin was afforded a good education, he graduated from high school 15, went to college, graduated college at 19. He had to fight for that. It was no easy task. So examples of your civil rights is a right to vote, a right to a fair trial, a right to public education, a right to employment, a right to housing, a right to use public facilities, a freedom of religion, fundamental ideas that people, me and you, about ourselves, around the world, long-term beliefs, those core beliefs, long-term beliefs that are strongly held and rigid core beliefs can be helpful, but they can also cause negative emotions. What do you think people back in the day where Martin was at, those people that marched? My grandmother was one of those people. She was born in 1938. Martin was born in 1929. That marched. My grandmother was a black woman. She only had a third grade education. Her mother died when she was 14. She had to take care of her three brothers and her dad on a farm. She had a core belief. Core beliefs develop over time, starting in childhood, shaped by experiences with caregivers and other people, as well as significant life events. We use our experiences to interpret the world around us, shape how we think, feel, and act, influence personality, decision making, and mental health can be root cause to many problems, including automatic negative thoughts. Automatic means they just keep coming. They keep coming. They keep coming. They keep coming. Even when you sleep, they keep coming. Like Oprah, she sleep, her money makers, they just keep. She's still making money while she sleep. Elon Musk, he's still making money. They keep coming. Examine automatic thoughts that pop up into your head without conscious thoughts. Core beliefs can be changed, but they can be difficult to change because we tend to focus on information that supports our beliefs. This right here, this was an era in time that many people didn't have a choice but to focus on it. There were signs everywhere, colored, white people only. Can you imagine? And I say, my sisters say, we say, I'm so glad we were not raised back in that era. God had purpose. He knew not to put me back in that era. I wouldn't be here. Lord have mercy. I'm drinking out the fountain. I'm thirsty. I'm stubborn as a bull. Ain't no way I'm going to walk on the outside of a pavement because you listen, ma'am. How does civil rights work? Civil rights protect people from being discriminated. We already read that. Discriminated against from the government. Civil rights ensure that all citizens have equal opportunities. We read that. The civil rights movement was the struggle for civil rights, especially for Black people in the United States. This was going on maybe in other parts of the world, but not as much as if it was going on in the United States. The movement included non-violent protests, sit-ins, and civil disobedience. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 was as a result of the civil rights movement. The ideas of civil rights, the idea that the government should give people certain rights is modern. The American and French Revolution polarized the idea of liberty and the rights for all citizens. Now, the first person to transform Christian love into a powerful force of social change was Gandhi. He stressed on love and nonviolence that gave Martin the method for social reform that had him seeking the nonviolence movement. Gandhi. This would have Martin focus on the nonviolence movement. Now, y'all wonder why if you ever went to therapy before, I don't know if Martin thought about it, therapy, if it was even back then. He was a pastor. He was a man of God. His therapy could have just been talking to God about, like, listen, this is really hard. People were pulling on him from every side. He may have felt that sometimes people was like, listen, Martin, I'm not going out there to be bashed by these people. listen, you need to pick them hands up. You look like you're a strong black man. You're willing. You know, we need to fight back. And Martin May was like, listen, like I'm not doing it. And I know at this time and era, he was down south, and Malcolm X was up north. And Malcolm was saying by any means necessary. Right? You have a picture of Malcolm X, him holding his gun, looking out the window. And you have Martin saying, we're going to be this is a nonviolent approach. We're going to do this out of love. If you go back to the source, they always say go back to the source. So when you're in therapy, if you ever go to therapy and they're asking you questions, and they're gonna ask you, go back to the source. What happened in your childhood? Who raised you? Were you adopted? Were you in foster care? Did you live in a single parent home? They go back to the source. Then they ask you about your environment. Was your mom who lived in your household? Was you raised by your mom, your dad, both parents? Was you raised by your grandmother? Did they work? What type of education did they have? What type of education did you have? How many siblings did you have? Did you have your own room? They're going to ask you about your environment. Here, Martin had a good environment. He was raised by his mother and his father. They were married. His father was very outspoken. His father was a pastor. His father had good moral ethics. His father was strong, a strong man, very strict, but poised. He looked for Martin to be strong. He wanted good for Martin. He wanted good for all of his children. We want good for all of our children. But sometimes you do see bad in your kids. Like this child won't be something. He might not make it. She might not make it. This one right here, we're gonna have to keep checking up on. You might see that in one of your babies. They're gonna need a little extra care. As I was watching Tubi has Empire, season 1 and season 2 on here. I stopped watching it a long time ago when it was actually on TV. I had stopped watching it. I was not into it, but I'm looking at it in a different eye now. Okay, wrapping this up. And the character Jesse Smollett played Jamal Lyons. He's the middle child, gay black man. His dad, Lucius, hated him. He hated him when he was younger. They was in a house. You'll probably, if you can recall, he was in a house. He came downstairs, and his mom's scarf and his mom's red pumps, and he picked them up, took them outside, and he threw Jamal in the trash. He literally threw this child in the trash and put the trash can lid on this child. And I sat there and I said, wow, that was a really powerful scene. In my mind, this child was thinking, my dad just thinks I'm trash. He just threw me away. Can you imagine? This child thinking, I'm trash. My dad just threw me away. I'm not worth anything. I'm not worth anything. And you want your parents to understand you. That's the first thing you want to be accepted in as a family. You want to be good enough for your family. And it doesn't even matter if your mom and dad is messed up. We see it all the time with our children, with kids, if they're in the system. Mom and dad can be on drugs, can be, strung out on crack or whatever, and the children still wants to be accepted by the mother and by the father. Um, Everyone wants to be nurtured and cared for and validated, told that they're loved, and told that they're doing a good job. Every single person. Um, Martin had many accomplishments. Many accomplishments. He broke barriers with the Birmingham campaign. He gave a speech that altered the course of history. Gave many of them, but one of them altered the course of history. He led the Montgomery bus boycott. He founded the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, the SCLC, and he led the March on Washington. He became the youngest person ever to receive the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. Martin Luther King Jr. was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his dynamic leadership of the civil rights movement, steadfast commitment to achieving racial justice through nonviolent actions. I don't think I'll talk about validation next week, because that's my next word, validation. That's my next word, validation. I'll talk about that next week. Martin Luther King Day, which was approved. And this is what I was saying, because I couldn't get the correlation. I was trying to figure out, why was they doing number 47? I think he is the 47th president. Number 47, inauguration on Martin Luther King's observed birthday on the 20th. And I'm like, that's weird. I never realized that they would do the inauguration on Martin Luther King's birthday. But it says, when I researched this, it says MLK Day, which was approved as a federal holiday in 1983 and has been recognized in all 50 states since 2000. So remember, Martin Luther King holiday was not recognized in all 50 states at first, but since 2000, all 50 states, it has been recognized. And so it's a federal holiday everywhere, and it always takes place on the third Monday in January because it falls near his January 15th birthday. So it's closer to his January 15th birthday, which is his actual birthday. Inauguration Day has been held on January 20th since the passage of the January 20th Amendment. And so the January 20th Amendment of the United States Constitution changed the start and end dates of the presidential and congregational terms and established procedures for president succession. And it was ratified on January 23rd, 1933. So the president and vice president terms end at noon on January 20th. So that's why the inauguration of the president is done on the 20th, because President Biden's term ended at 12 noon on January 20th. So once January 20th comes at 12 noon, Joe Biden was no longer president. So from 12 noon moving forward, Joe Biden was no longer president. Number 47, president was in succession. This is what happens afterward. If the president-elect dies or is unable to take office, the vice president-elect becomes the president. If neither the president-elect nor the vice president-elect can take office, Congress can make laws to determine who will act as president. Something new I just learned today. And there we go, guys. Now, so if you have ever felt unworthy or felt worthless or felt like you were not good enough, I will let you know Martin Luther King had a wonderful speech. The I Have a Dream speech. He had a wonderful speech. His dream still lives on to this day. The speech will live on for ages. It still resonates worldwide. Dr. Martin Luther King would have been 95 years old today. He was assassinated. He was 39 years old when he was assassinated. Um, Martin Luther King said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." Last week we talked about love. We talked about loving more. This year, 25 this year is a bold year. It's a bold year, and I want everybody to step forward in love. Um, I posted, I believe, on my personal page. There's no room for hate. I don't have any room for haters this year. No room for haters this year. Last year was all about doing the wrong things. This year is going to be about correction and making things right. Focus on you. Focus on what you're in control of. Focus on prioritizing the things that you can do for yourself. If there's something that you can fix in yourself, if it's a lot of things, I implore you to try to fix one thing at a time. If you have a list, focus on try to prioritize your list and go from the highest thing that's very important to you until you knock everything down. I am actually have a list myself. I have a list myself. I'm working on that list. There's some things that I feel as though I don't like in myself. God is saying that He don't like it in me either. And I'm trying to chip away at that list, slowly but surely. Focus on you. If you look at yourself within yourself, you don't have no time to look at anybody else. You're not trying to say what they're doing that what they're doing is wrong because you're trying to correct yourself. If you're correcting yourself, everything else around you will worry about itself. Boldness in 2-5. My name is Kimball Evans. I am your trap therapist. I enjoyed talking to you this evening. If you need any resources or assistance, please let me know. Inbox me, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you guys, and have a good night.